Hello again. Now it is my privilege to present our highest honor, the Champion Award, to an incredibly deserving recipient, the Navajo Nation Air is Life Coalition. This coalition epitomizes the definition of perseverance. Year after year, for more than a decade, the coalition worked tirelessly to educate Navajo leaders and communities about the dangers of commercial tobacco products and the strong policies needed to protect the health of the Navajo people. They steadily built trust and support among Navajo elders, young people, healers, elected leaders. It was patient, painstaking work, and it wasn't easy, they will tell you. The coalition suffered four legislative losses along the way, but they persisted. And after 13 years, they finally won. In 2021, the Navajo Nation leaders enacted the Air is Life Act, a historic law that prohibits the use of all commercial tobacco products in workplaces and public places in the Navajo Nation. What a victory. They didn't stop there. With a bit of wind at their sails, 3 years later, in November of 2024, the coalition worked with Navajo Nation leaders to raise taxes on cigarettes and other commercial tobacco products. These are two of the most effective policies to reduce tobacco use, as all of you in this room know. And the Navajo Nation enacted them in a span of just 3 years. But remember the 4 legislative losses that preceded this. That is why we honor Air is Life Coalition tonight, not just for the victories, but for the perseverance. The coalition's work is so important because Indigenous communities have high rates of commercial tobacco use and related diseases like cancer and heart disease. And they have long been targeted and exploited by the tobacco industry way too long. We're thrilled to be joined tonight by representatives of the Air is Life Coalition and the Navajo Nation. Dr. Patricia Nez Henderson is co-founder of the coalition and a proud member of the Navajo Nation, and a renowned scientific expert on the impact of commercial tobacco products on Indigenous communities. Delegate Carl Slater is a champion for public health on the Navajo Nation Council and was instrumental in passing these 2 laws. They exemplify partnership and commitment. Please join me in welcoming first Dr. Nez Henderson and Delegate Slater.
Yate, Shea Patricia Nez Henderson, Dashajina, Zitlatin Shlo, Trotsotni Bashishchin, Chenjakin the Dashanala, Ashche Dashache, Da A Sando, Amado, Zay, and Shle, Ado Shanat Ani, Kunet Nahiso, Trani or Hen, Kiddish, Kut Dit A Kut Anha Hoka, Git, that's a Yego by Henson. Shamaning there, await it a thought, Chilti, bad date in. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here this evening. I've been here for the last 24 hours, and I've been looking for these glasses, so I found them, so I'm going to put them on. Actually, I can't even see with them. So hold on. Oh, thank you. Well, it is a pleasure. It is an honor to be here, everybody. And like I said, it's been a journey, a long journey. This work would not have been possible for so many of you that are in this room, from the American Non-Smokers' Rights, who started us off years ago, to the American Lung Association, American Heart, and now to Campaign Tobacco Free Kids. I just want to say a huge, huge thank you for all of you. You have been by our sides. You have not forgotten us on Navajo Nation. I just want to say a huge thank you. We do this work because we love our people. What I said in Navajo is that my mom used to say, we're doing this for the children that are going to be born tonight. And that term, that saying is so powerful for me as an Indigenous mother and as a physician, as a professional healthcare provider. And I'm just so honored. What the tobacco industry has done they basically stole something that is very sacred to us as Indigenous people, a plant that is very sacred to us. Like for many Indigenous people, Navajo Nation, we use tobacco in our ceremonies. And when we're in the path of creating changes to create a healthier Navajo Nation, we had to work with our traditional healers on this. We could not have done this without them. And to them tonight, I just want to say thank you to them wherever they are in Navajo Nation. A huge thank you. So with these big wins that we've had over the past several years, we are changing the narrative. We're creating a place where our children can be safe again, away from products that are deadly, that are addictive. We're changing the narrative so that our children down the road, years and years from now, can look at us and say that we honor our tobacco. And that you, out there in the audience, wherever you're coming from, Vietnam, Indonesia, you can say that these plants actually are sacred, right? But what the industry has done is totally different, but this plant is sacred. And for you to honor it and helping us to reclaim it for ourselves as well. So tonight I just want to say a huge thank you. And I'm among friends, so I just feel really honored. And I've totally gone off script, which is okay. I tend to do that. But I'm just so grateful for everything that all of you have done in supporting the work that we have done. It was very, very difficult. There was one moment, I'll just share one moment with you, where it was probably, I'm not sure, it must have been like several nights before the big vote. And one of our delegates, who we work very closely with, decided to change his vote. I went downstairs, and I called him, and I called one of my team members. I was like, we're going to have a come to Jesus moment with this guy. But in that moment, it was like heart-to-heart conversation, right? I had to convince this delegate, your vote matters. And then that vote, we were able to change the narrative. And I just remember, and Delegate Slater probably remembers this, but I remember when that vote was finally coming out, there's like 3 people that opposed it. He was like, well, if these products are so bad for us, why don't we just take it off the reservation? I'm like, woohoo! So we've just had some amazing leaders in the audience. I have my daughter, my niece, my team member, my sidekick, Herschel, and the delegate from Navajo Nation, as well as delegates or dignitaries from the Navajo Nation that are here with us. And I'm just so happy, I'm so honored, and just congratulations to the young people. Gosh, you have your work cut out for you, and we're here to support you. So thank you so much, and I just want to introduce my leader from the Navajo Nation. He was there supporting us, and he'll just have a few words to say. So, Delegate Slater Shinatani.
I'm one of those hard-headed, politicians that they had to convince to support the legislation. But I just want to say a few things. Thank you very much to the campaign. Najani Dashache do Sontaner Dashanella Tanakana or Bistok Lish des Aha Dent Nasha She Carl Russell Slater Dashajane. So my name is Carl Slater. I'm Kia Ani, or the Towering House people, born for the Jewish people, the Star people, if you know the Magen David, the Star of David. So that's how I introduce myself. I was born in DC, but I moved back home to Navajo in northeastern Arizona, and I guess when I was a little kid, I knew Herschel, or at least he remembers me. He was trying to protect me from his sister, I guess. That's how he always introduces it. And we cultivated a relationship, and I got involved with the coalition. And he, I think, has drawn me into something that was natural and true to me. I come from medicine people, Hatathli, our medicine men. And we have something called zithnato. That's our mountain smoke, our mountain tobacco. It's a completely different plant or set of plants than traditional tobacco, commercial tobacco that we've been trying to prevent our young people from getting involved with. And so through the predations of an industry that sees $1 over each one of your foreheads, right? And how much they can extract out of your lifetime from consuming their products, we're trying to re-educate our young people, get them reintegrated and reinvigorated into our traditional ways of life, and teaching them about the purifying aspects, the parts that connect. We say mountain smoke, right? The mountains are our leaders. We have 4 or 6 sacred mountains, and we aspire to emulate the aspects that they have, the strength, the resilience, but we have stories about how they didn't always agree. So even us on the council, those 3 who didn't agree with the 18 other of us, we have to figure out how to overcome those things. And I just want to recognize Chenoa and Herschel. I know Sierra's back home, Pete. And then all of our Navajo Nation representatives. Can you guys stand up real quick and can we give them a round of applause? Vince, Oriana, Sonali. These are people who I think a lot of folks in the room, maybe you work in DC and you haven't been at the community level in a while, but there's a lot of people here who work directly at the community level, right? The people who are ripping heaters outside of the chapter, well, you guys don't have chapter houses, but some little community center. I don't want to say getting in arguments with grandmas, but like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be encouraging our cowboys to dip and use, different oral tobaccos. Those are the people doing it day in and day out, taking the immense intelligence that they possess and all the support that we get from the campaign, the public health officials, the scientists, everyone here. This is a nonpartisan issue that goes from the very grassroots all the way up to the highest levels of governance in this country and commercial activity in this country. And Dr. Nez Henderson, you are an immense advocate for our people, and you are a Natani. You are a leader of our Navajo people. And I just want to say, Akehet, on behalf of President Nygren, Speaker Crystal and Curley, the Navajo Nation Council, all of the government that I have the opportunity to represent. Akehet and Saga, thank you very much.